family. We are the people. We won't die in
Yes, yes, ladies and gentlemen, feds and degenerates, it is time once again for Mild's Culture Plate. Today is Wednesday, May the 3rd, 2023, and we've got, I don't know what kind of a show we got planned for today. We're going to take a look at some of the Tucker Carlson leaks and talk about them. There have been two videos that have went pretty viral over the last week involving Tucker Carlson. One was an interview he had done, and another was videos leaked to Media Matters, probably from Fox, after having some disagreements with Tucker. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get into the show a little bit. Once again, I'm drinking Tomstown Pendergast Royal Gold cask finished bourbon from Kansas City. This is one of my favorite whiskeys that I've had recently. I'm going to go ahead and pour a little bit. I'm drinking this again because it's one of my favorites. And I didn't have any cold whiskey stones tonight. I forgot to put them in the damn freezer after I washed them. So I'm going to be drinking room temperature whiskey. And if I'm going to drink room temperature whiskey, it better be something I like. And yes, I did just kick the damn desk and make the camera and everything else shake. Let me go ahead and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So as always, with the whiskey, one of the things I like to do is anyone that comes in the chat and says hello to me, I'll give you a toast. I'll give you a toast and slam a little bit of whiskey to say hi to you. So come on in, say hi, enjoy the water, enjoy the ranting, enjoy the politicking, enjoy whatever funny things we can find on the internet here. But yeah, Tucker Carlson. So this is going to be our main story tonight. We have some other news stories. We have an alleged assassination attempt on Putin, who, is claiming that Ukraine attempted to assassinate him yesterday and that he plans on retaliating for this assassination attempt. We have, once again, another school shooting. I believe this one was in Atlanta. Yeah, and it appears to be an adult male went into the school and shot several people. I'm not multiple people injured. I'm not seeing if anyone has passed away yet from that. But keep an eye out because, we're going to see a bunch of narratives pop up around any news story involving an active shooter. So we have that news going on. We may have to dig into that a little more on the weekend show, which, speaking of, the way we do it here on Mild's Culture Plate, if you're not familiar, on Wednesdays, and yes, my hands are filthy dirty. I worked hard today. The way we do it here on Mild's Culture Plate, Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. Central Time, right here on YouTube. On Saturday, we do it at 4 in the afternoon down on the Rumble channel. So if you need to find my Rumble channel, that'll be down in the description. So we may wind up covering any news that comes out about this shooter. We may have to cover that on the weekend show because as of right now, I will let's see. Right now, this is the person they're claiming is wanted. In connection with this school shooting in Atlanta. So, if you happen to be in the Georgia area and you know someone who looks like this, help bring this motherfucker to justice, because, yeah, not only are you a scumbag, you're adding to the narrative that this is about guns and not about stupid weirdo criminals like this. Anyway, so prayers to everyone who was involved in that. The several people who were injured. I wish you well, and hopefully a 100% recovery. I mean, it can never be 100, but cheers. Wait, why is Keffels trending on Twitter? I don't know. Doesn't say. Anyway, not important. Not important at all. I shouldn't have even mentioned that name on my stream. So let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into the Tucker Carlson. Okay, so yeah, this was leaked by Media Matters a couple days ago. This is Tucker Carlson behind the scenes of his television show, talking on the phone, I'm assuming to one of his producers or someone else at Fox, perhaps. Or it might even be someone from the Andrew Tate camp. I know this clip involves an interview he was going to do with Andrew Tate. He wanted to put it on YouTube or live on Fox. They were wanting to put it behind the paywall on Fox Nation. And let's just see Tucker's reaction.
Be a slave to Fox Nation, which I don't think that many people watch anyway. We're gonna because I'm like a representative of the American media now. Speaking to an exile in Romania and welcoming him back into the Brotherhood of Journalists.
Okay, first off, let me just say, I don't think Andrew Tate is a journalist, so I mean, he may be a media figure. I wouldn't call Andrew Tate a journalist.
Because we asked him not to wear a suit, like he was panicking about it, so you don't have to. Tucker's gonna be looking casual. That's how our show looks. Is that okay?
I mean, this is airing on the nighttime show, and I want it to look official. I don't want it to be like bro talk, and I, you know what I mean?
I mean, Andrew Tate owns Suits, right? So you're telling him, no, just come dressed like this, right?
Like if we go like 45 minutes, it's gonna be for Fox Nation.
But nobody's gonna watch it on Fox Nation. Nobody watches Fox Nation because the site sucks. So I'd really like to just dump the whole thing on YouTube. But anyway, that's just my view. I'm just frustrated with it's hard to use that site. I don't know why they're not fixing it.
Yeah, see, I tried a free trial of Fox Nation last year, or maybe even the year before. Yeah, that site is pure fucking garbage. I mean, I could barely connect. Yeah, no, thank you.
Driving me insane, and they're like making like Lifetime movies, but they don't work on the infrastructure of the site. Like what? It's crazy, and it drives me crazy because it's like we're doing all this extra work and no one can find it. It's unbelievable, actually.
You see, Fox should really team up with some of their competitors for this kind of shit. It's a shame that Glenn Beck, Fox and Glenn Beck parted on such nasty terms, because they could really use a Glenn Beck right about now. They could if Fox Nation was half the network that the Blaze currently is, then Fox could have a pretty awesome paywall service, but it's fucking Fox, so who cares?
I don't know who runs that site,
We're
but
going to play a sizable chunk on the show tomorrow night. That's the plan. And then what it's going to do is drive a lot of people to watch this on Fox Nation. It's going to be a great help to what we're doing over there on TV today.
I know, but we're doing our part. We're like working like animals to produce all this content, and the people in charge of it, whoever that guy's, whatever his name is, like they're ignoring the fact that the site doesn't work. And
Yeah, see, now this is a valid criticism, and this is insane. That why would Fox leak this to Media Matters, and why would Media Matters leak this to the public? This, this idea that the left thinks, oh, Tucker's throwing a temper tantrum, it's making him look bad. No, he wants the content he produces to be delivered in a quality fashion to his audience. This is why people like Tucker Carlson. These are the things people like about Tucker Carlson. If you're going to put my content behind a paywall, make sure it's easily accessible once someone gets behind the paywall. And you don't have the stream dropping. You don't have the lag. You don't have server overload. This is what we want out of our media figures. This is what we want out of our creators. We want our creators to want to deliver us a quality product. Now, I could give a shit about his interview with Andrew Tate, but let's be honest at what's going on here.
And I think it's like a betrayal of our efforts. That's how I feel. So
yes,
of course I resent it.
And he has every right to resent it. And, fuck Fox for thinking that was somehow an unreasonable request. That if, my staff is going to take the time and effort to produce quality content, we don't want it to put it behind a paywall with garbage. Once again, Fox and Media Matters showing that they are out of fucking touch. But you know who's not out of touch? Tucker Carlson's not out of touch. And I'll tell you why. Several years ago, Tucker Carlson was on Alex Jones' show. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find that. Nope, I can't find it. Anyway, and Alex Jones tried to tell him about some of the 9/11 stuff. What the hell's going on here? Okay, and anyway, let's just watch this video and let it speak for itself.
Last thing I'll say is they're not offended by craziness. They're not offended by conspiracy. If you go on TV tonight and say, I think the earth is flat, people will just laugh at you. They don't care if you think the earth is flat. It's not a threat to anyone. But if you say, what actually happened with Building 7? That is weird, right? It doesn't, what is that?
Right.
If you were to say something like that on television, they'd flip out. They would flip out. You'd lose your job over that. Why?
This is important. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I hate that fucking term. Let me be very clear. I hate that fucking term. It's used to silence people. It's used to denigrate people. It's used to mock people, ridicule people, make people feel like they're crazy if they ask questions. But what Tucker mentions here is a good point. You know, it's one thing if you're talking about 9/11 was alien death rays, which is a theory I've heard. But to just ask a simple question, we have a building with a steel core that didn't get hit by a plane, that imploded. And, you know, we are told that in the same BBC documentary, there's a BBC documentary that covered the theories about Building 7. And in the same documentary, on the one hand, they tell you that the amount of explosives required to bring that building down in the way we saw would have required months of planning, numerous explosives being wired up at strategic points around the building to such a degree that you would have seen ongoing construction work for months and people in and out of the building, you know, drilling and putting blasting caps and, you know, the whole 9 yards. So this BBC documentary said that in order for a controlled explosion, all of this effort would have been required to create that concussive of a blast. The same documentary, then when they go on to explain the official narrative, say that essentially some fires from building 1, you know, items were blowing out the window, whatever, falling out off of the other building, crashed into the lobby, and there were fires, little individual fires, set in various offices of Building 7 from debris that came from the other 2 buildings. And these fires had become so intense and so hot, especially in strategic joints of the core column, that the welding of those beams started to melt and separate. And once those beams separated, then the weight of the floors started to pancake, bringing the building down. These people think you are so stupid that desks and paper are more destructive on fire than packed planned explosives. They want you to think that, oh, it just happenstance that a fire melted this one key joint that caused a failure and the weight just brought it all down. But yet you couldn't have put a stick of dynamite, or some people would argue thermite, I don't know, in that exact same spot, in that exact same weld, and create a blast and have the same effect. They think you're that stupid, that chairs and desks and papers on fire are more destructive than C4. So when Tucker says, hey, when you question what could have happened to Building 7 on 9/11/2001, you can ask questions. You can say, hey, when they put this on the BBC, it doesn't add up to me. And we, the American public, deserve a rational scientific answer. And if the scientific answer you're going to give us is, oh, it, might have been papers and desks, on fire at key junctures in the building. And then in the same report say even that has a low probability. Again, I don't mean to rant on this. I don't make this a conspiracy theory channel, but Tucker's got a point. You're not talking about alien death rays. You're not talking about, state-sponsored events necessarily. What you're talking about is the potential that a terrorist or perhaps someone with some financial interest in the things that were happening that day might have had a failsafe.
Why? It's my country.
Right.
Is it an attack on my country? Can I ask it? I don't really understand. Do buildings actually collapse? No, they. Maybe they do. I don't know. But why can't I ask questions about that?
Sorry, I missed it. We got Colt in the chat. Hey, what's up, Colt? Thank you for stopping by. Cheers. Hope you're enjoying the show.
Anything you're not allowed to ask questions about is something you should be asking more questions about.
Yes.
As far as I'm...
Yeah, I mean, look. If you want to know who holds power, look at who you can't criticize. And if you want to know what you should question, find out what you're not allowed to question.
Last thing I'll say is
Okay, so let's go ahead and bring that back down. There were a couple of viral videos on Twitter I had saved, and I accidentally closed that window. So let me see if I could scroll here. UK sword fighting. Nope, that's not it. By the way, I want to show you a Twitter account real quick before I go any further. I want to show you a Twitter account. You see this Twitter account right here? Dom Lucre. This person has created some interesting Twitter threads lately. I don't know if they have... I mean, there's a couple of links here. But they have been doing interesting investigations of a conspiratorial nature on several celebrities, let's just say. And again, I'm not going to get into the individual conspiracy theories, so to speak. But some of the information is compelling. I would take it all with a grain of salt. I would definitely not let it affect you personally, any of the information on his YouTube channel. But yeah, some of the information he seems to be compiling about some celebrities is quite interesting in certain contexts. One other piece of news that I want to mention but not address while I'm scrolling through my Twitter feed here. One little piece of news. Currently, there's a feud happening between members of the Daily Wire, specifically Matt Walsh and company, and Jeremy Hambley from The Quartering, and Razor Fist. Let's take a look at a funny video real quick. This is from Out of Context Humans.
Alaikum assalam. Salam alaikum.
Oh, R.I.P. to that guy. Oh, he at least lost a good chunk of his face if he wasn't able to get out of the way. In the comments, thank God the video stopped, otherwise that could have been bad for that guy. Oh, here we go. That was a great workout. They're in hospital beds. Fun times. Oh, too bad his face was already flat. Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. Here's a meme that's been going around. Shout out to iHypocrite. POV or Steven Crowder drinking a beer, watching his lady mow the lawn, big and pregnant. You know, look, say what you will. I don't see a problem with that. Pregnant isn't crippled. There are some high-risk pregnancies where, yeah, definitely you don't want to exert yourself. And, you know, if you're, 8.5 to 9 months pregnant, maybe you shouldn't. But, just being big and pregnant doesn't exclude you from participating in your own existence. And of course, now I can't find...
I want to talk to you. I want you to fucking leave. Okay. Nobody's impressed. You guys fucking suck so bad. Okay. You are the dumbest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life. Should we be able to have conversations on the university campus? My man. See, you should talk to this guy. You should have a conversation with this guy. No, you should shut the fuck up. You should move to a cave.
You should have a conversation. Oh, no, you should shut the fuck up. Like, as soon as the guy tries to answer him.
And die. Because you're an idiot.
You should die.
This is a place of learning, and you're a stupid motherfucker. You should listen here and not talk.
What's stupid about my position?
Everything.
Like what?
You're an ignorant, hateful little shit. I don't know why you're so insecure.
Tell me one thing that's
I'll
stupid
tell you
about this.
10,000 things. You suck. Fuck you. Yeah, that's two right there. Yeah.
What about the position of children
Your
cannot consent to
position
puberty blockers?
is you're
What
a
do you think
fucking
is stupid
idiot.
about that?
My position is I give a shit about other human beings. Is a fucking idiot.
You don't give a shit about children, apparently. I mean, look, it's not full of shit. It's true. Children can't consent. Wow. Okay, this is shared by Tim Pool, so let's watch it.
It's really hard in this space, right? Like, we have like 45 seconds to record a video, keeping people's attention. And a lot of
Oh, it's these douchebags. See, I haven't covered these douchebags, so let me just briefly... So these are a couple of content creators who have denied that they're being paid by the DNC. Well, people have uncovered that they work for an agency, an agency that is being paid by the DNC. So just because there's a middleman doesn't mean you're not being paid by the DNC to essentially promote their propaganda.
To be honest, like, it's actually really hard in this space, right? Like, we have like 45 seconds to record a video, keeping people's attention. And a lot of the people on our side, like, if they start...
Why? Why do you have 45 seconds? Oh, because you're on TikTok. If you really wanted to have intelligent conversations, you wanted to make long-form content, hey, looky here, look what I'm doing. If you really wanted it, you could have it. You really wanted to do that, you could do it. You wouldn't go viral like you've become. You wouldn't have the engagement and interaction and internal promotion from the TikTok servers.
Start hearing, like, I've actually done it before. I've criticized, like, Democrats, like specifically Hakeem Jeffries, and it all just went south. Like I started losing followers. Like it's bad, right? And I really want to be that person that like reaches the other side because Democrats, I mean, they're horrible at their jobs, right? They do a lot of shitty things. Although I'll vote for them all the time, but it's also hard in the space to.
Okay, right there. Right there. Democrats do shitty things. I mean, sure. Are you trying to prove that you can say that without being dropped, without losing followers? We'll see.
That's a good. Can we clip that quote? They're horrible.
Please
at
don't.
their jobs. They do
Please,
shitty
please
things.
don't. Please don't.
I
Please
will
don't
vote
clip
for
that.
them.
Please don't clip that.
No, please. To be honest, like.
Please don't clip that. Wow. Fucking wow. Look. There's a context issue to everything. And my last show on Rumble, we played a lot of videos and I said it's important to recognize that this video's out of context. It's important to recognize this video's out of context. And it's important not to form a weighty opinion of something until you have the context. Right? It's important not to get hasty in your reaction to a video if it's just a clip, if this has been clipped out. But the fact that he started panicking, like freaking out, oh, please don't clip that. Like, please clip it, but if you do, provide context, is what I would say. Like, I say a lot of things on this channel that if you were to clip little tiny chunk out of the context of what I'm talking about, it could sound pretty weird, pretty fucked up. But this clip, like, he's providing context. He's saying that he's talked shit about Democrats before and he's not afraid to, etc., etc. Well, if that's the case, you shouldn't be afraid to have those comments clipped and spread. If you're not a little bitch. Anyway, let's see what this video is all about. We're going to continue to check out some viral shit on Twitter here.
Stupid motherfucker, why don't you learn how to fucking drive, you dumb fuck? Fuck you too, bitch! Do something, motherfucker, pull up! You ain't gonna do shit! Fuck up!
Okay then, that's... Now, yeah, I didn't see that coming. My fucking YouTube channel's probably gonna get fucking owned now. That's not self-defense, folks. That's definitely not self-defense. That is definitely aggressive criminal behavior. That is aggression at its, deepest. Oh, this is the shop owner who's been catching hell. No, not again.
Trans women are women. Well, I'm telling you, as a man, that's bullshit.
Huh?
Okay. You know what? Nobody confronts your ass. That's the problem.
Really?
If they'd say,
really?
What the?
You want to bet?
What the is
You
going
know
on?
I have had
Do you
to
know how
live
many
here?
people you've embarrassed
Oh,
at City
wow.
Hall?
Me, an
They have
embarrassment
to.
to City
They
Hall?
have
Really?
to tolerate
Your
that
embarrassment
shit.
to the city.
You are nuts.
Let's wake you up
You
to the
are
truth,
nuts.
sir.
You're not a woman. You don't look like a woman. You
Uh-huh.
don't act like a woman.
Really?
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah,
Man,
this
what's wrong with you?
this trans person's on the city council, and yeah, this is kind of an older story.
Well, look at yourself, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, they want to shut this guy down because he has opinions about the rainbow community.
Really? For Christ's sakes, who would want to even be close? My God.
Really?
It's horrible.
I don't know why.
You
am I,
are not.
Why am I so
You are
horrible to
not
you?
a chick?
Why am I so horrible to
Do you still have a?
You know what? That is none of your business.
Do you think there's one person that really thinks that you're a chick?
I know a lot of people that agree with me and that accept me for who I am.
Oh God. A lot of people participate in your delusion. You're like 6'4". Look how taller he is, you know, this person is than this gentleman here.
And the fact that you're
Again, this is an old video,
Nobody confronts you. That's the problem.
do.
You make me
That's bullshit.
uncomfortable because
Really?
you're
Get the
nuts.
away from me.
Then you get out of my store.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Some people think it's hurtful.
Well,
You told us that this hurt.
But here's the thing. I don't give about feelings anymore. I'm 70 age. I went to Vietnam to fight for all this. Do you think I care about some feelings? Absolutely not.
Hey, you know. Yeah, fuck feelings. I mean, at some point, like, if you're the owner of a business, it's like, okay, just leave me the fuck alone. If you don't want to patronize my business, you don't want to buy items in my store, you're just here to fucking harass me. And this is the cry bully culture. This is the bully culture at its finest. You have this individual on the city council harassing a business owner. Okay, here's another semi-viral video on Twitter here. Let's watch this. Let's see what's happening here. So here you have a backyard. You have a bear on top of a wall. A bear on top of a wall. Oh, I guess there's no sound. Oh, look, you have a bunch of dogs. Yep. Oh, look, the lady just punched the bear off the wall. She's like, come on, babies, get away from this bear. She saved her dogs by knocking a fucking grizzly bear, brown bear. Get the fuck off my dogs. Wow, much respect, man. This lady in a damn nightgown. Shout out to James Hunziker in the chat. He says Lauren Chin has covered one, I'm assuming a transgender playing soccer, hurting her opponents. Of course, they're playing against women, sending them to the hospital in Australia. You know, cheers. Thanks for stopping by, James. Good seeing you in the chat. Hope you're enjoying the show. And yeah, we're told that the level of competition isn't harmful by the apologists. And there's been more and more proof every time one of these competitions comes out that it's one-sided and it's insane. Cheers, James. Okay. Again, I'm trying to find one specific video that I had saved. I should have shared. In fact, let me see if I might have accidentally clicked the share button. Nope, did not. Okay, well, I was looking for that. Couldn't find it. Anyway, so here we are. We're almost 45 minutes into the show. I think maybe we might finish up with some YouTube Shorts roulette. Because, yeah, I don't really have any more content. It's been kind of a light news week. You know, on my Saturday show, this past week over on Rumble. And once again, down in the description is the link to my Rumble channel. On Rumble this past Saturday, we really heavily covered the Stephen Crowder divorce and the videos and all that. And I'm not going to rehash any of that here, but that's kind of been some of the viral shit going on this week. Looks like I've got a couple of live streams to watch when I'm done from people I'm following. But let's see here. Shorts. Okay, land window capture. Okay. Let's move it over. All right. This cop is a goat. He sets the standard for police accountability. Let's see what this is all about.
I believe that to be your vehicle right there. The silver one?
The silver one, yeah.
Yep. I also see a cooler in the front seat and then a beer cap that's in the center console.
Okay.
So just curious, I mean, do you have an open container in the vehicle or? Okay. Have you been drinking today at all, sir?
No, I haven't.
You promise? Okay. Can we do a quick field sobriety test?
Where are you heading? Where are you headed?
That'd be great.
Where are you coming
He's
from?
been very kind. He's been very nice and professional.
I'm breathing right now. That means there's nothing in that.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That says test, and that means it's ready to go, so he's going to blow it.
And then it has to have two asterisks that come up. The first one just shows that there's air going through. And
Okay.
The second one will show that there was an adequate sample.
Okay.
And that click means it was an adequate sample. And then it thinks and it calibrates, and you can see it says 000.
Okay. But here's the thing. Like, why is there a bottle cap in his fucking console of his cop car? Like, he's not drunk now, but what about the end of his previous shift? One begins to wonder.
So how it works, if you get to the green flag, you get paid a certain amount. If you get to that black flag at the end, it's the biggest prize. It could be 500 euros, it could be more. Ghostra has been played in seaside villages in Malta since the Middle Ages.
Oh,
this
this
guy's going green. Oh,
is a pirate.
Maybe not.
Pirate games.
Ranged from
Gotta love pirate
13-year-olds.
games.
Legend.
Oh yeah.
Jacked and tatted up dudes in their 30s.
Ghostra.
The tiger.
This game is called Ghostra.
Came to play. Yep, he is.
Oh, almost!
Cool,
Almost made it to the green.
Far. So how it works, if you get
So
to
how
the
much
green
do you get to the
flag,
green?
You get paid a
certain amount.
If you get to that black flag at the end, it's the biggest prize.
Oh,
It could be 500
okay.
euros.
Well, we don't know.
Driver's license?
Yeah, I do, but I didn't get pulled over.
Oh, here we
Doesn't
go.
matter. I'm asking you for a
608
driver's license,
audit.
and I need to verify who you are.
Always
Okay,
good
but
to
what
know
crime-
your
what crime are we
rights.
investigating?
I was stuttering.
What crime do you commit? What crime do you suspect me of committing?
Let me get
What crime do
your
you
driver's
suspect me of
license.
committing?
Let me.
Okay, so some of these auditors don't know the difference between crime and infraction. You can get stopped for an infraction.
Let me get your ID to
Okay.
verify who you
But
are.
you need a crime.
You don't need a
Yes, you do.
crime. Not
Yes, you do.
to.
In public.
No, you don't.
To ID?
No, you don't.
Thank you. I appreciate you, boss. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, what's your name, sir? What's your badge number? I appreciate you. You're awesome, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Just
you.
go. Oh, wait. Just go. What the hell? Like you're an audit YouTube channel and the cop just refused to give you his badge number. Like as fucked up, like she was trying to detain you and you asked for his badge number and you just let him off. That's crazy.
Doing is breaking up a fight and y'all pulling us over. Thank you.
I didn't have a chance to talk to you.
All we did was break up a fight and then they came.
I'm gonna dislike this.
Break it up because it was right next door. And then they came. Thank you guys. Thank you. Have a good night. All right, you have a good one.
Why shouldn't my wife have the same firearm at home?
Oh, here we go. Here's Tucker versus Eric Swalwell. I'm assuming on firearms here.
Your bodyguards used to protect you. Is that fair or is that unfair? Why is
That's
it
a
unfair?
ridiculous argument.
Oh, why?
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Why is it ridiculous? Because you're more important than me?
No, I don't. You are trying
No,
to.
I'm asking a sincere question. Why should you get to protect yourself?
Our cops should not be outgunned.
Guns? No,
period.
I'm talking not our cops. I'm talking
Our military
your cops.
shouldn't be outgunned.
No, your cops,
Period.
Capitol Hill Police, have Why don't we just limit them to the same gun I can have at home?
Why can't we have a
do
real
that?
conversation about this?
This is a real
nonsense.
conversation. I'm merely saying that you have better protection than I do.
Yeah. I mean,
and you're saying that my family doesn't deserve to have a certain species. You get to decide what we
these
protect
fucking
ourselves with,
tyrants.
You're not going to in any way.
These fucking tyrants. Tucker Carlson on the news every night getting death threats. Eric Swalwell gets people mocking him for banging a Chinese spy. He might get the occasional threat, but we've got so many government agencies willing to stand up for him. And he would dare, like, how dare you, Tucker, compare yourself to a congressman?
Take the ability to protect you away from the Capitol Hill Police.
I'm
These
saying
fucking
that every
tyrants.
police officer in America today is outgunned. For their safety and for the safety of the people they protect, we shouldn't have assault weapons.
Right. You just
Outgunned. Dude, who's driving around fucking MRAP vehicles other than the government? I, with my own eyes, watched cops raid someone's house. Like, 10 cops had auto shotguns. The other 10 had semi-automatic rifles. You tell me who that would be outgunned by. And I'm saying that's not Tucker Carlson and his wife trying to protect their house. Anyone who would outgun that is a drug cartel or another government-funded something. That's not your militia bros.
don't apply the rules to yourself. I get it. I wouldn't either. Why should...
Raymond, is that you?
Oh, come on.
Vaughn? Yeah. Get out of here. What's up? I haven't seen you.
So, once again, I sat and talked about one of these help the homeless videos on a previous stream I did, so now YouTube's going to feed me that kind of content. No thanks.
The sharpest object in the world is actually soft and formless. Water. When pressurized to over 100 gigapascals and 4...
When pressurized? Pressurized by what? Pressurized by what? It's water passing through steel. The steel compresses the water. The iron is stronger than the water.
This went a lot worse than expected, so I've just caught up to this lap cart. But overtaking them was a lot harder than expected. As we come to this corner, I don't expect anything, but then he just stops mid-corner, which very much confuses me and sets me off my line. Later on the same lap he does the same thing, and I smack into his rear end because I didn't expect it. And then still on the same lap, he stops again, but because of the concertina effect between me, the cart ahead and the cart behind me, I slam into his rear end again. But you won't believe it, because on the very next lap he stops in the middle of the track. This forces me to take avoiding action round his outside, and then I hit his rear end again, before eventually getting past him. This went a lot worse than expected.
Okay, why do I care? Why do I care about your go-kart line?
My name is Charlie Kirk, and I love America.
Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk says some interesting things, but I wouldn't take what he says. Yeah, you trust but verify.
I disagree with. Started an organization that's now on 1,000+ campuses to save the greatest culture and country ever to exist.
So what is he doing? Like a change my mind, like Crowder?
Well, considering I've been assaulted, followed, stalked, and had things thrown at me, the greatest protection I have.
Okay, yeah. Woe is me. Fuck this. Nope. Next.
There's this term in video games called
Whatever
carrying.
podcast. Carrying.
So when you carry someone in a video game, you basically, they suck a video game, you have to do all the work, and you bring them to the win. That's how men feel, most men feel, when it comes to courtship with women.
Oh, shit. Okay, so, look, whatever podcast and Just Pearly Things, I get fed them a lot on these kind of websites for some algorithmic reason. Not that I've ever followed either of them. I did follow Just Pearly Things for a week, and now I'm getting notifications for days, you know. but you know, I find some of the things they say interesting, and I kind of like this analogy he's using here. I'm not saying it's not tough for women to have a strategy and follow it when dating, but usually that strategy involves getting noticed and then making the dude do the work.
We have to do everything. Ask you out, pay for the date, set up the date, plan the date, and then, go for the first kiss, move things forward, handle everything. So women have the privilege of not really acknowledging or knowing all the work that goes into actually going from matching with you on a dating app or meeting you all the way to sex and then moving forward from that. So him pulling back is just him being like, well, I've been carrying you.
As much as I like the analogy, the way he's portraying it is very victim-y. Like, he's not wrong, but it's like, so let's say I match with someone on a dating app, and then it's time to start planning a date, and then she goes, well, let's eat it, this vegan tofu bacon whatever, and I'm like, yeah, no no, if you're a vegan, like, maybe that's a deal breaker, maybe not, but maybe we could find middle ground and eat at a restaurant that has both vegetarian and meat options. I, the man, then take command and say, hey, here are some options that we both might like. It's a gender role thing. It's not required that men have to do it, but it's kind of generally expected that if a man's looking out for his own best interests, he doesn't rely on women he doesn't know to make decisions for him.
After a period of time, if you aren't starting to put in mutual effort in meeting him, then guys are going to be like, either she's just not interested or I'm fucking tired of carrying this relationship. There's this term.
And again, the mutual thing is the important part, because eventually you find middle ground, or you just go off and do your own thing. You have alone time. This is the thing that bugs me about relationships with codependency and love addiction, is they think, oh, we always have to do the same things and be attached at the hip. And they wind up in this cycle of like 5 places to eat, 3 places to get their entertainment, and 2 TV shows. And like, that's their whole fucking life. And they've alienated their friends. They've alienated their family. They've given up on their hobbies and their interests, and it's all these 7 things they have in common. It drives me up the fucking wall. Take 2 hours away from the fucking ball and chain and go have yourself a cigar and a beer at a cigar lounge, or a glass of whiskey, or go fucking take your guitar to the park and bang on it, Like, you don't have to be in the same room with this individual for 7 hours a night every single night after you get off of work.
You know what? I don't need to hear it. I want a proper apology. You go up there and you apologize.
Sorry, Camila.
You can on me, you can on me, you can do whatever the hell you want to me.
It's
you
undercover,
can't treat
boss.
people like this when they're crying at work. No, come on. Employees come first. You are disrespectful to the brand, and you know what? I'm going to come in and I'm going to make it right.
Like that.
Do you want to quit? You want to come work for me?
I'm ready to quit.
Okay, you work with me. I'm going to triple your salary. Triple. You know what?
Okay, but it doesn't say what company this is or anything. There's horseshoes on the wall behind. It might be Hooters. I don't know.
You know what?
Context would have been great. Call me a swinger? What? It's literally someone bowling a strike. Okay.
80 and 55.
Why?
Take the tint off your windows.
So I just need to sign this white box here.
I have a question really quick.
Sure.
How are we getting a ticket for speeding if we were following you and your lights were not on?
Because I was trying to catch up to somebody.
But your lights
And why
weren't
were you
on.
following me?
I'm saying you were in front of us and your lights weren't on, so we were going at your speed. So how are we getting a ticket? Because your lights
you're
weren't on.
speeding.
Okay, because he's a tyrant and he doesn't have to follow the law. He doesn't have to give himself a ticket.
Watch my clips. Watch my clips.
Now, the reason he keeps saying watch my clips while threatening me here is because during the stream I couldn't watch him live because he just kept shouting slurs.
Okay, anyway.
Let me just, he wants to be a tough guy. A lot of times, you'll have.
Yeah, I don't want to. Okay.
I'll take it to court.
No.
I didn't know you could fish here.
You can.
You can?
Yeah.
What are you fishing for?
Are you videotaping?
Oh, this is, look, another Tucker Carlson.
I can.
Well, I know you can.
Okay.
I'm not challenging your right. I just
Okay.
want to know why you
I find it interesting that you're fishing in Central Park.
Oh, yeah, it's absolutely allowed.
And what do you use for bait?
I fly fish, so I use flies. I'll show you.
Oh, those other things you make.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, the string. I'm stupid. I don't fly fish.
It's all right. Most people don't.
Oh, okay.
See, and you tie them.
You tie your own flies?
I do, yeah.
See, look what a nice dude he can be sometimes.
I grew up in California.
Look, I've definitely seen some behind-the-scenes videos where Tucker Carlson is actually being an asshole. But here you have a guy who's literally confronting him and trying to mock him. And he's like, no, check it out. This is how you fly fish. And he's trying to educate the guy on one of his hobbies. That's fucking awesome. That's how you deal with haters. You outlast haters, you outkind the haters, and you show them love, and they don't know how to react.
Not really.
No?
But I learned
Cheers.
in later life, and it's a great pleasure and a great sport.
It's like relaxing, right?
Very. And, you know...
You live in New York now?
No. Well, I do live here part-time, actually.
Okay.
What do you do with the video?
I put it up on my channel. I have a lot of people that follow me.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That's great.
I have about 15,000 people that follow me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so neat.
One of these days, I'll get 15,000
You
following
go
me,
up and you
but
punch Dwayne The Rock.
I'll have to find better content than doing YouTube Shorts roulette.
Johnson in the face. He's stronger than you. Yeah. Does anyone feel bad for you when you get hit back?
Nope.
Why do women get an excuse? If a weak man hits a strong man and gets hit back, nobody feels bad for him. Why is it that if a weaker woman hits a stronger man and she gets hit back?
No, say that again. So if a woman hits a man.
No, don't.
Because your argument was strength. So
Yeah.
you said women are not as strong as men.
Yeah.
But
Okay, but again, the earlier video about the transgenders that we watched kind of just disproves all this. Fuck off.
Mr. Newton, will you please sign my baseball cap, sir?
Cam Newton.
It would be an honor to have one of the greatest NFL quarterbacks of all time. Hey, so how did it feel to play against Peyton Manning? In
See,
that
look at the
Super Bowl?
smile on his face. Look, I am definitely not a Cam Newton fan. I think the guy's kind of cocky and an asshole. But when a fan genuinely comes up to you, showing you respect, showing you, what do you call it, a deference to the talent you've showed them. You know, you when you play a sport, you're presenting a talent for an audience. When you genuinely care about an audience, it comes back to reward you. Now, again, I don't like Cam Newton, so I could give no fucks.
Women. W. What is women equal? Fellas, what is women equal?
Okay, what is this guy about to do? This is gonna be crazy. I already fucking know it, man. This has got 6.1 million likes, 48,000 comments.
Time and money, right?
Women equals time and money.
Money. Okay? But what is time also? Time is money. Time is money. So money times money. What's the name of saying money times money?
Money squared.
Money squared. Money squared. So guys, women equals money squared. But what's the root of all your problems? Money. Money's the root of all your problems. So money equals the square root of problems, which is P. How do you get rid of that square root? You gotta put it to the power of 2, okay? But you've also got to put that to the power of 2. So money squared equals problem. But what does money squared also equal? Women. Women equals problem.
Okay, well, you could have skipped like the last 3 steps. Okay. Okay, whatever the hell that is.
Playing my song for my high school music teacher until
This is going to be the
happened.
last video. Teacher's kind of thick. Okay, I've had enough of that. All right, one last video because we got to end on a good note.
There's my cart.
Okay.
Away from me! What the
Whoa.
are you doing? Why do you keep walking up to me, sir?
I'm just trying to get my cart.
This is not your car. I literally have pictures of it sent to my husband. Get away from me.
Are you
Get
taking my
away
cart?
from me.
I'm just trying to get my cart.
You feel things with your cane?
Yeah,
Are you the worst
my senses
fucking
are pretty
blind
good.
person in the world?
There's my cart.
Okay, I don't know what the hell. Come on, give us a good one. Oh, wait. Here's the base judge. Here we go. Base judge.
Mr. Howe. I woke up early for that. Get over here. No, I don't want you over here. I want you over there. Get away from here. Get out of here. All right, just stay there. Inspector Quinn, as the Chief Prosecuting Officer, and Inspector Carrigan, as a prosecuting officer in this court, will you explain to me why he is here this morning? Let's take a look. The light is red.
He went over the line. He went over the line before he came to a complete stop. He went over the line before he came to a complete stop.
Now, you want to talk about righteous indignation.
And you could argue the stop wasn't complete. Must be the wrong video. Okay, you fucking tyrant. Okay. Anyway. So that's YouTube Shorts Roulette. Like I said, sorry I didn't have a lot more content today. It's been one of those days. Like I said, got real dirty at work. Real dirt on real hands. Anyway, real filthy at work. Did real work. And yeah, I didn't really have a whole lot of content after the Tucker Carlson stuff. I get most of my news from Twitter. Look, I could have went through some headlines on the Babylon Bee. Let me know if you would like some of that type of content. Just me going through headlines on Babylon Bee and making them relevant. As I said, I'm going to try to look into this active shooter thing in Georgia. This school shooter thing in Georgia. And definitely I will try to get plenty of content to rant about on my Saturday show here on, or not here on YouTube, on Rumble. The channel link is down in the description. Go down there. Subscribe to me on Rumble. Follow me, whatever they call it on Rumble. One show note that I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show. Last week's show should have been on Rumble already. I have auto syndication set up to where all I have to do is log in on Friday, click a button, and my YouTube streams automatically port over to Rumble. For some reason, Rumble is holding up my last Wednesday show. So you should be able to catch this show on Rumble on Friday, and then catch my Saturday show on Saturday on Rumble. And so if you follow me on Rumble, you're supposed to get all my content. Last week's show, for some reason, Rumble did not upload. So we'll see how this show goes. any way. So if you follow me on Rumble, you're supposed to be getting all my content. If you're following me on YouTube, you're only going to get the Wednesday show. I try to split my time between the two platforms. Do an hour on Wednesdays here, 6 p.m. Wednesday Central Time. On Rumble, Saturday, 4 p.m. Central Time. You can catch me there. Again, the link's down in the description. There are a couple of other links down in the description. My Twitter account. Come follow me on Twitter if you like some of the takes I've had here. I definitely try to share some of the interesting news stories that we cover. I try to share some things on Twitter that are loosely related. I try not to layer the content, and do too much, giving you the same content on multiple platforms. And there's also my Facebook fan page down in the description. So if you follow me on Facebook, you follow me on Twitter, follow me on YouTube, follow me on Rumble, and between the first 3 of those 4 platforms, you should be able to get updated information on when my next live stream is going to be, or if my live stream is going to be late, as it was a little bit today. I try to let everyone know on those platforms, and that way you know when to expect me online. So, as of right now, I'll see you folks this Saturday, 4 p.m. on Rumble, and I'll catch you next Wednesday. Everyone have a good week. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Love one another. Show one another compassion. Don't get any on you, and if you do, rub that shit in real good. See you next time on Mild's Culture Plate.